Hey guys, Sean here, and welcome to the F1 Word, and we are live for my 10k subscriber special. 10k, I genuinely cannot believe it. I'm going to kick it off with that though, and say a massive thank you to everybody. That's all I can say, and you'll get it tons in this stream. There's even some scrolling names at the bottom of the screen for those that have helped out massively over the last 7 months, but also to everybody watching, to everyone that's watched a video, liked, subscribed, anything. Just thank you for everything. It's been an amazing 7 months, and hopefully, fingers crossed, 2018 is going to continue to explode. But I mean, there you go. Since Sunday, we went 11 p.m. basically, 10,000 on Sunday, and we're at 10,639 already. So it's all looking rather good at the moment, and the season's not far away as well. Housekeeping out the way as ever. You can follow me on social media. Links to all of that are in the description down below. You can support the stream through Streamlabs, I forgot what it's called then. Totally optional, of course, and the same with Patreon, but all the links for that are in the description as well. I will start off, though, with a little bit of news that we've had today and something that came out yesterday. Fernando Alonso, the good thing, is going to go racing in WEC, and I believe he's doing Le Mans. I might be wrong, but I think he's doing Le Mans as well, so that's great news for him. Not so great news in some respects is that the grid girls are now axed. They are gone. They will not be back in 2018. We'll come on to it, I'm sure, but I get both sides of the arguments, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I think, as I've said multiple times, there are bigger issues in Formula One than a logo and grid girls. So there you go. And the Formula E car, by the way, looks sick as, it looks incredible. F1 could learn a lot from that, but so we'll get into that. So I'm going to go straight into some questions, because the first question in chat was from LRC Gaming, who just wants to know, how do you get more subs? Well, simply hard work, consistency, and just love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, your viewers will love what you're doing. So that's the best advice I can give to that. So I just wanted to kick off with that because it was obviously first question in chat. So let's get straight into this then and see what you guys are saying. A lot of grid girls talk I've seen as well. Goal for next January, 100k. Yeah, why not? It's not, but yeah, why not? A few face reveal things. Just bear with me. Don't worry. He is going to Le Mans. That's great. Mug reveal. What's your favourite driver? So currently, I would be torn between Fernando Alonso and Max Verstappen. If I could combine the two, I would. I just think Max is a bit of a breath of fresh air to what we've had over recent years. So, but I'd probably say Alonso all around. I think personality, he's definitely, I didn't used to like him. Used to absolutely hate him, but he's just definitely got a cracking personality on him. So, and he's a good racer. We know he's good. He's a double world champion. Had a rough few years, but he'll get there. He'll get there. Let's have a look through. Will you go to general chat during this? No. I'm not that insane. Just a couple of questions. Cooper VH and Timber J2 asking about my dream calendar for a season and would I like to see more races on the calendar and ditch some European races. I wouldn't get rid of all the European races because I think we need a good lump sum of them, because at the end of the day, F1 started there and it would be wrong to get rid of them. But I think there are some European races that could probably fall off the calendar, and I don't think we'd really mind too much. More races, I think 20 would be plenty. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. There you go. 21 seems a bit much. 22 sounds crazy, but there's talk of 25 at one point. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But dream calendar, start in Australia, end in Brazil, I would say, I think. Ditch some of the Tilke tracks, bring back Turkey, probably bring back India as well, throw in some classics like Imola, Zandvoort. I'd like to see us back at Watkins Glen. I mean, that'll never happen. They'll never reprofile that, but I wouldn't mind seeing the old Peraltada back either at at Mexico. I moan about safety on the channel a lot, and then I want corners like that back. So there you go. Bit of hypocrisy there for you. So will I get a tattoo for 50k subs? Nope, because I'm too much of a wimp. SFD Gaming. Next question. Do you like the Renault R26 from 2006? Yeah, and no. I'll be honest. I wasn't a big fan of Renault back then at all, to be honest. I was a Schumacher boy, so Alonso, the young pretender. Like I say, I didn't like him initially, so Not really yet. What are your thoughts on Stoffel Van Dorn's season? Says Wired Hofstra. I hope I get that right. I'm going to pronounce all your names wrong, and I'm so sorry for that. He's been all right. I think the problem he's got is he's got a terrible car, but he's got a really decent teammate. So Fernando Alonso was always going to make that car look better than it was. Yeah, I think the jury's out on him a little bit. The pressure's on for 2018, but I think he's going to surprise us a little bit. But yeah, I feel for him because I do highly rate Stoffel Van Dorn. So yeah, I think see how 2018 goes. I think 2017 was always going to be a tough year for him, but yeah. Spencer Hughes, would you like more teams or keep the same? Because isn't the racing a bit altogether sometimes? Yeah, I'd like a full grid of 24. I think is what that's Bernie's dream is 24. I mean, I think I have 26 drivers in the past. I think I have more than that as well. So, but I think 24, 12 teams seems about right. Will help with the distribution of money as well. So, yeah, I think 12 teams would be quite nice. My favourite team, asks Orbs. I'd have to Red Bull probably. Nothing to do with the drivers, just I think they were, and I kind of think they still are a little bit a breath of fresh air. But when they were on the grid, I'd say Manor because I always root for an underdog. So yeah, basically. Why did you put Lance Stroll in the thumbnail of the video? That is horrible clickbait, you know, asks Nana Polly. I put Lance Stroll in because I've been criticised lately for giving him a bit of a bashing, and a couple of other YouTubers had. So I wanted to just say, you know, there he is. He's on the podium. He did do something, and we should lay off him a little bit. So, yeah, Lewis Timney, when do you think Lando Norris will get an F1 seat? I guess it all comes down to A and 1 when Fernando Alonso retires, but B and 2 how Stoffel Van Dorn does. I think it's not going to be before 2019. 100% on that, obviously, but I think it's all down to Alonso. I would probably say you're pushing towards 2021. He's still young. I mean, he was massively impressive in Daytona. There's no doubt about that. Put Alonso to shame in some ways. I know Alonso had his problems, but really, really did look proper good. So, yeah. Jonathan Fox, why do you think Lando Norris is better than Lance Stroll? Have I said Lando Norris is better than Lance Stroll? I'm trying to think if I have. He's no worse than. I'd say that. Definitely say that. Yeah. I can't remember that, yeah. But what do you think about having a different calendar each year? Do you mean a different calendar of all races or just mixing it up a little bit? Because I think Australia is a nice place to start a season, and Brazil is pretty random to finish a season on. So I do like going to Brazil for the finale. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. But I'd mix them up, yeah, it'd be great. But I think there's a lot of tracks out there that we're not at that we should be at, I think is the point for calendars. So the real Soulish, do you think Nico Hulkenberg will get this podium this season? He could do. I think it's all down to Renault. We've said it multiple times on Sundays. You know, if Renault can deliver a decent engine and then get a good chassis together, there's no reason why not. He might need a crazy race like Baku, though, and not stick it in the wall under no pressure. But he needs it. He really needs it. I said it in my video a couple of weeks ago now. You know, he's one of those drivers that's fallen into that little void where he's maybe not quite good enough in the front running team's eyes to get a top seat, but he's just a little bit too good for the midfield, I feel. But, you know, he's not going to have many years left in F1, but, you know, he's got a works drive. It's what he wanted, and we'll see what Renault deliver, but there's no reason why not. Harry Smith, what is your opinion on the Gen 2 Formula E car? It looks so futuristic. It almost doesn't look real, if that makes any sense. It looks like something that I drew as a 12-year-old. You know, but it looks absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, will F1 take... I think, actually, I will say this. I think Racing summed it up pretty nicely in Discord, and it was last night or the night before. I can't remember exactly what he said, but some were asking about maybe Formula 1 taking a leaf out of Formula E's book in that respect. And Racing made a great point that with Formula E, it's only a few years old. There is no real heritage there yet. But with F1, there's decade upon decade of heritage. And, even people who aren't massive F1 fans have a rough idea of what an F1 car should look like. So to make a big change like that will never happen. They can have bits of it and do it over a few generations, if you like, every 5 or 6 years. But I think it'd be difficult to see a big change like that coming to F1. But I don't know if anybody agrees. The halo, I thought LED lights on the halo would look ridiculous. Actually looks pretty awesome, and I was quite impressed by that. So yeah, hopefully it's going to do the business. They just need to make it a bit louder, a bit better noise. But yeah. Opinions of the French Grand Prix being at Paul Ricard rather than Magny-Cours. See, I'm in the minority on Discord, and John T often tells me off for it. I actually prefer Magny-Cours to Paul Ricard, or Ricard, however you want to say it. But apparently, it's going to be a really good race. John T's quite impressed by the circuit layout. So, Zach Mullen, is John T coming? John T was coming, but he's going to try and get in a little while. He's finished work, so yeah, we'll give him a bit of time. If he wants to come along, he's going to let me know. So I might pull somebody in a minute, though, just for the sake of it. So if you do, actually, I'll tell you what then, on Discord, if you do want to join the stream, or there's anybody in the chat now that wouldn't mind popping on, head to Discord now and drop in the announcements tab, and I might pull one of you in at a time, maybe two, we'll see. But yeah, big shout out to John T. Always a shout out to John T. I should actually say, before I go any further on questions, a huge thank you to him, because he works full time. He's got his own life. He's got his family, yet he still finds time to help me out on the channel, to join us on a Sunday. He doesn't have to, and he does it because he enjoys it. And the fact that he enjoys it, I think, is what really, really, it means a lot. So thank you for that, mate. It's brilliant. And it's been a great few months, and he's well on this journey with us. So that's pretty cool. RC, can I go on? Maybe. I've had a couple of subs, actually. I'm going to try and shout you out this time. I seem to forget in streams, but thanks to Chris Hunter, Matt Webster, and Emma Jones, I think, subscribed just as we were coming on as well. So thank you. Roberto as well. And I'll give Tim Williams a shout out as well, because you were actually on when I was getting the OBS set up. So thank you for joining the team. If you do subscribe, I will try and shout you out, but I do tend to forget. So Daniel Crawford, thoughts on Grid Girls? I did mention just briefly at the start, but I just feel there are bigger problems to sort out in F1 than the logo and Grid Girls, quite frankly. I understand the argument for them. They are glamour, they're part of tradition, it's a female presence in F1. I also get the argument against it. So, I can understand why they've done it, but I just think there are bigger issues to sort out. And also, and maybe I'm in the minority here, I don't know, but if the Grid Girls, who have been interviewed by multiple people, and they've come out and said, we're happy doing it, we get paid to do it, we get to go to these races, stand next to beautiful cars, be around the best drivers, we love it, we don't feel degraded in any way or taken advantage of. If they're happy and there's no issue, I don't really see why there's such a problem with it. But there you go, it's the world we live in, I feel, so there you go. Are you purposefully praising John T while he's not here? I always praise John T. I can't help it. We've got something coming in now. ST or Sarah donated £1. Oh dear. He says, here's a tenner for the 10. Oh wait, it's missing a 0. There you go. That's ST for you. No F1 fans care. I think a few do, but I think a lot of people are saying it's not really an issue, and there are bigger things to sort out. So thank you to Tony, the guitarist, for that donation. Congrats for 10k subs. What is your favourite F1 team and why? Red Bull, because I feel they're a breath of fresh air. They approach the sport differently, and they've done a hell of a lot, actually, when you go back through their time in F1, right back to when they were a sponsor for Sauber, the money they were putting in, you go back to when they launched their own team. The way they approached it was just brilliant, and they've brought so much to the sport. They've given us some great talent as well. One of them a 4-time world champion, one of them probably a future world champion, one of them, if he gets his next move right, could be a world champion. So it's I will say I do like Red Bull. So I've got a feeling the chat isn't moving on screen for some reason. So, oh no, we are. There we go. It's okay. They should do half women and half men as Grid Girls / men, and that is OF3. Do I kind of agree with that, but the problem I had was when they did the grid guys in, I think Jonty said the same actually, when they did the grid guys in Monaco a few years ago, they were really underhand about it and quite snide, and I didn't like the way they did it. So, yeah, there you go. Augustinus, not to be picky or anything, but in your stream on the side, you wrote "we." Does that mean there will be more people? Not as such. I say we because when I started this channel out, my aim was to make sure that I involve the community along the way in some way, shape, or form. And they have been on streams, and it is my channel, and I put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort. It might not look like it in graphics and things like that, but I do put a lot of time into it. So it's just nice to have that support behind me as well. So I kind of just keep saying we, but and Jonty, of course, he's involved massively. So yeah, does Russell deserve a seat? Says SFD Gaming. Yes, maybe not now. In the future, definitely. Another one, probably like Norris, that you're looking at 2020, 2021. So, yeah, I think he does deserve a seat in the future, but he needs a little bit more time yet. Gagny, am I saying that right? Do you think that Alfa Sauber could fight on the midfield on their first year, or could it be like the last year, struggling everywhere? I think that's all going to come down to Ferrari's investment. If they're going to put the money in, then through the year, the car will develop. And yeah, they could climb. I don't see them making a big leap early on, but I think they're going to improve as the season goes on. I think 2019 is going to be the big year for Alfa Sauber for me. So, but with Charles Leclerc there, I'm hoping they get it right because he's gonna really kick us. I think kick us up the backside. A youngster coming in that's actually going to be pretty good at what he does, but that's putting pressure on him straight away. So yeah. James Arman, thank you for the donation. Let's go, boys. Exactly. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'll have a question from the chat, not the chat, the comment section. And then I'm going to have a look on Discord and see who might want to join me for a couple of minutes. Glober, 10K, hashtag 10K. Yeah. Which is the most memorable livery for you? Jonty, I'll give you Jonty's. I think it's Jonty's. It's the 7-Up one. Jordan 7-Up one. But any Jordan livery, probably to the end of 2001, were pretty nice, especially the 1998 livery, the whole Buzzing Hornets thing. Love that livery. My favourite one is why did I read a question I can't answer? Yeah, I mean the Ferrari ones are always good. I mean they're red, Thank you, Stephen Pommels, for your subscription as well. I might have to come back to that one. I mean all the silver McLarens look stunning. 1998, 99, onwards, they looked great. 97, of course, as well. I'm going to go with the Jordan liveries, particularly the yellow ones. I think that's the way forward for that one. Let's have a look and see who's hovering around in. Oh my god. I think realistically, there is probably only one person that I can bring in first, and that is ST. Hello, ST.
Hello.
How are you? Are you all right?
I'm decent. Yeah.
Yeah, good. You got any questions in the chat you want to answer, or anything you want to ask me, or the usual?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to ask, what's your favorite car outside of F1?
My favorite car outside of F1 ever?
Yeah, sure.
I've always had a proper soft spot for any of the Subaru Imprezas before the new design. If you know what I mean, the proper, yeah.
I see you're a man of intelligence. Good.
Yeah, you see, there you go. It's all proof that I just love that car. Always wanted one, but let you know my finances a little bit. I had a look at getting one a few years ago, and I got everything set up to buy it. And I went to get my insurance checked, and it would have cost me £4,995 a year. So 495 quid a month on insurance. I was like, nah, you're all right. I won't bother with that one.
Yeah, I looked at the same thing, but the car here itself is 20k.
Yeah, it's not cheap. And then you throw your insurance on top, it's a little bit ridiculous. Fritz says, where do you think Red Bull will finish next year? Do you want to answer that one first, ST?
I'll say a solid third again.
Yeah.
I don't think McLaren is too good to get up to them, and they can challenge, but not that well.
Yeah. I've just got a feeling they're going to end up second. I think with two quick, consistent drivers trying to sort of top each other, as in beat each other, not in that way. And then, Mercedes, obviously, they're going to be consistent. I just think unless Kimi Raikkonen turns up under pressure and does what Kimi Raikkonen does under pressure, I just get the feeling Red Bull could end up second. I don't, I'm probably way wrong. I'm probably eighth or something.
I see a question I would like here.
Yeah.
From Thiago Ferreira. From all the rookies waiting for a seat in Formula 1, who do you think deserves a seat, and who do you think is getting one first? Personally, for me, Markelov deserves it the most, of course. He's been consistently good in Formula 2.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think
I doubt he's the first one that comes in, even though he could probably get Russian money.
Yeah.
I doubt him. I think Norris is the next one, or Russell, depending on how McLaren and Bottas do next year.
Yeah, I think it's all down to what Alonso does. I mean, my gut tells me he's going to retire at the end of this year.
Well,
but then if I could find my old blog and screenshot it for you, I also predicted he was going to retire at the end of 2016, and I was completely wrong. So there you go. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Norris. It's all down to McLaren. I think. I can't really think of any. Obviously, Markelov, Norris, maybe Russell. I can't think of anybody really ready, like properly ready.
It has to be, for example, Roland then.
Yeah.
Or the third guy.
Oh, Ollie Rowland, yeah. What am I like? Nick de Vries as well. Yeah, here we go. People are telling me now, making me look a fool. Yeah. Do you think 2005 Kimi Raikkonen could win the 2018 championship? Yeah. Unfortunately, he could, but I think the problem with Kimi Raikkonen is that side of Kimi Raikkonen disappeared quite a while ago, didn't it?
I think it disappeared when he went to NASCAR, to be fair, instead.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see him do it. I'd love him. I've not got anything against Vettel, and I do quite like Vettel, but part of me would love him to beat Vettel this year so that we all shut up.
Oh, I would love
proves us all
for
wrong.
him to beat him. That would be a dream come true for him to beat him.
Augustinus, would you want to see an F1 season without car regulations just to see what monsters would appear? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
just say build a car, any engine, see that would be brilliant. Never going to happen, of course, but
just look at the Boris Johnson F1 car then. That would happen. I
can't believe you've been on this stream for 5 minutes and that's the first you've mentioned of it. Quite frankly, that's all I've heard for the last 5 months. A couple saying Kimi's not allowed to win anyway. He is number 2 driver over there, definitely. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm just going to look at I did have some comments as well, questions that I've got up here. Let's have a look. Am I the only one who thinks F1 should move to being all electric by 2040? I know older fans won't, but the younger fans won't stand for a less environmentally friendly form of motorsport, and that's from Footy Nut Guy.
There's a reason we have FE.
Yeah, I also don't. There's a little bit of me. I understand where we're going with cars, and I think we are going to end up all electric eventually. Maybe not in F1, but on the roads we are. But when you've got F1 cars driving for, I think I worked out, like 6 hours over the course of a weekend, 20 weekends of the year, that's not going to be a massive imprint. But if you make these cars electric and then you fly them there on your non-electric jets and you get them there on your non-electric boats and in your non-electric lorries, it's kind of a little bit hypocritical, especially then when your drivers jump in their gas-guzzling supercars. So
exactly.
It's difficult. It probably will. It'll never move away from hybrid. It'll always be hybrid now. But yeah,
always hybrid, but never fully. That's
like you say.
That's not Formula 1 anymore. Then it's Formula E then.
Exactly. Yeah. You a fan of Formula EST?
I tried to watch one race in the Monaco one. It's decent. I just don't like the sound.
No, that car looks pretty spectacular though, doesn't it? Batmobile-esque.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to drop you out in a second, ST, and see who else we've got hovering. I'm in the wrong Discord server. What the hell? Why not? Yeah, thank you, ST. Nice having you on again. I'm going to drop you out and I'm going to go find somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's see. Keep getting your questions coming. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna bring Rayson in for his first appearance on the F1 Word Live. Hello, Rayson.
Hi there. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Are you, mate?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, good. Just having a look at some questions for you, and I just spotted one from Martin's Travels who said, "Which previous regulations would you like to see back?"
Wow. Previous regulations. I have to think about that for a moment.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, I'd be amiss to say, I would love to go back to older engine regulations, but I don't think that's really where the question is going.
Yeah. I think just restrict it. Just lift some of the restrictions on the innovations that we used to have in F1. That's what I miss having. Here goes the old man again. I just miss having those races where they turn up with something that looked awful, didn't really work, was pretty dangerous, and was taken off 2 races later. But it was just great to see engineers being allowed that freedom.
I think I have to go with what DB Man is saying in chat right now, that DRS needs to go.
Yeah, I'd agree with
We
that.
didn't have that previously. We have it now. It adds nothing. Well, it adds artificial passing to the sport, and
Yeah.
I don't like it when you have 2 cars on racing each other, and one of them basically gets an advantage just because he's behind someone.
It's too artificial, isn't it? That's I don't like that. I like the old days where they had to work for an overtake. They didn't happen all the time, but they had to work for them, and they achieved something when they did it. When you've got DRS, it's not an achievement down a straight like Monaco, is it, or in China? That's my biggest issue with DRS. Max Verstappen, F1 champion in 2018, asks, I can't read names, Aluminator 82. I don't think 2018, I think Red Bull are going to be there. Renault aren't going to provide the engine for me. They'll have the chassis, but I just don't see the engine being any good. I don't know what you think, Rayson. I think Rayson's gone a bit robotic there. I'm going to have to drop you out, mate, and you'll have to pop back in a bit. You've gone a bit robotic. So, yeah, now, I suppose, actually, I guess, this is probably a time to do it, isn't it? As good as any. A lot of people in the comment section and in the chat tonight have been going on about face reveal. I wasn't going to do it because I'm not going to use my face in videos anyway, but a lot of you have pointed out that you want to put a face to the voice, basically. So, what I will do is I will pop my face on screen. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's possibly Sarah. Oh, damn. Just 1 second. That was honest to God. I swear that was an accident. ST's going to kill me. There you go. Good evening, everybody. I am here. That is my face. That is the face you are stuck with for the rest of eternity. Now you've said face reveal. So, I'll leave it up there if you want to just admire this incredible beauty for the next 15 minutes or so. So there you go. It's all done now. It's all out in the open. So there you go. A lot of you loving ST's picture. It is a cracker. I'm going to let you take a second. Yeah. I hope you still talk about ST with some of these comments and not me. Definitely not me. Talk about the helmets behind me. I've just got Senna's behind me, I believe. Got that from Donington. I think I got that from Donington. In fact, I'm almost certain it was Donington Park. When I went to have a look around the collection there, which I'm hoping to go again to in the next couple of months with Jonty, I believe. We're going to meet up for the first time and hopefully sort that one out. I've got Jules Bianchi behind me as well. emotional moment. That's signed. We've got some signed stuff back there as well. So why aren't you wearing your own merch? I am. There you go. Have your face on live streams? I could do. You should grow a beard. I did try. I actually tried earlier in the week. I thought I might try and get a beard for you all just to see. But yeah. 2 days. 2 days it lasted and I was absolutely sick of it. So yeah. 7.8 out of 10 says Niels would buy you a beer. Thank you for that one. Yeah. Thoughts on the FE cart? I've done that. Yeah, I do like it. It's a beast of a machine. John T face at 20k. You'll have to ask John T. You're gonna get your face. Actually, if you go on his Twitter, I think that is his face, unless I'm mistaken. So you could go find him on there. Who do you think will win F2 next season? I would have to say probably. I'm gonna go with Ollie Rowland. I think I'll go with Ollie Rowland. Why not? It's one of those. So. 2 days is not a beard. Please persevere. This was this morning. I shaved this morning. So, yeah, I don't look 31. Thank you, RC. I can assure you I am. In fact, I'm pushing 32 now. So, my compliments for getting your name right. Markelov or Russell? Oh, Markelov, of course. Yeah. Thank you, ST. What is the best innovation used on an F1 car? Leave it with me. I'll have a think. Do you and Jonty speak in real life or are you just online friends? We're just online friends at the moment, but hopefully, we'll be able to. I think, like I said, I think we're getting together at Donington. I think is the plan. So hopefully we'll get to talk about him then. So there you go. Jonty forgot that his Twitter account was his face. Best race of the 2000s was for me the. Oh, I nearly bored then. Yeah, I'm gonna go the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix. I think it was 2005. Kimi's comeback, his overtake on the last lap with Giancarlo Fisichella. Beautiful overtake, absolutely perfect. Dennis, he asks, in all seriousness, do you think Formula E will lose that amateur charm once it inevitably gets bigger? I can see it going the other way, if I'm being honest. I think the audience is growing for Formula E. The fan base is definitely getting bigger. So I would say I can see it getting better. They need the noise. It's got to be improved. Brazil 2003, Nürburgring 07. Why didn't I say Nürburgring 07? That's my race. So many, yeah. What mic is that you use? It is a Rode Podcaster. Yeah. So there you go. The best Ferrari driver of all time from Apex TT. It's a good question, but it's probably the easiest one I've ever had to answer, and that is Michael Schumacher. It's not going to go down well with everybody, but I think 5 world titles in a row says it all. I know they had the car and he had the backing of the team, but it's still a hell of an achievement. So, will FE overtake F1 in terms of popularity and when? Asks Matthew Tomlinson. I'm going to have to say no. If I say yes, then my channel could end up redundant. No, I think it's going to get bigger, but F1's got 60 odd years of heritage behind it, so I just can't see it doing that. Tony the Guitarist, thank you for the donation. No idea what this currency is. I think it was pounds. I think that real currency. Do you want McLaren to keep their black and orange for next season? Asks Hallam899 live, a regular in the comment section from a video. So good to see you on streams. It looks like they might be going red and white, looking at their logos and their teasers. So I like the orange. And I think, again, Rayson was saying on Discord the other day, he quite likes having standout cars like the Force India and the Jordans of the day. So I think having a nice standout orange is good. But, yeah, their livery was okay in 2017. I wasn't a massive fan of it, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. Does Fernando own compromising photos of Zach? Who knows? Yeah. Look, should we have V10s, not V6s? I'd love to see V10s back, but I think that's something we're all going to have to sadly just have to forget about and go back and watch some season reviews and classic clips on YouTube, and we'll get our fix that way. I think is the way to go for that. The King Cognito in the comment section from the other day, he wanted to know what my favourite car of all time was in F1. I don't know about favourite car of all in F1, but one of, for me, the best looking cars was the 98 McLaren. Yeah. But it's what I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking I've got an answer, and then, yeah. Face doesn't match the voice, says Neil. A lot of people say that, and he imagined I was skinny. I imagine I'm skinny every single day. It's not happening. Yeah. I say that if you see me a couple of months ago, yeah, I was a lot bigger. So, do you have a favourite F1 YouTube other than yourself? Well, actually, funnily enough, the first two F1 YouTubers I ever watched were Ryan L83 and Alex Afro, which is not just because they featured on the channel and they're around in the community. That's not just why I'm saying that. They were the first two I watched, so I think they were probably... Probably for me, my favourite too. Ryan, of course, coming back to F1 now, I believe he said today. So, yeah. Do you think McLaren will make their own engine? Says Ryan. Would love them to. Same with Red Bull. They're two teams that have got the resources to do it. And at the end of the day, if Arrows can do it in 1998, there's no reason why McLaren and Red Bull couldn't. So, would you want to do racing of any sort in real life? I did go-karting a few years ago. I had a bash at it and I crashed and broke my thumb. So I tend to steer away now. The King and Nito, thanks for answering. I quite like the Brawn was a stunning car considering the regulations they had. A couple of people want to come in from Discord, so I will bring them in. I'm trying to answer your questions. It is about the community as well tonight. So let's... I'm going to have to stick with one at a time. I'm going to start off with our latest moderator, Mr. RC. How are you, RC?
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. Are you still bunged up with cold, mate?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound it. You're a bit quiet, but yeah.
I'm not dead
which is actually quite nice for a change, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you look different to what I imagined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people say that. Voice doesn't match the face and all that sort of thing.
With me. Trust me, you say that with me.
Yeah. You get used to it, don't you, mate? It's unfortunately this the face was born with, so there you go. Let's see as well, because I think you're very quiet, RC, on the stream, mate. I think they're saying they can't hear you, so
Better?
Yeah, it's a little bit better, mate. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm using my headphones on my laptop, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Apollo OG says, do you think F1 will raise the noses on the cars similar to how they were back in 2013?
No.
No. I mean, I prefer the raised noses, apart from on the Brawn.
I like the Ferrari car. I like the Ferrari nose currently. Because it looks quite nice, I would say so.
Yeah. I didn't like this the nose that Mercedes had for the second end of the season. That looked a bit ridiculous, but I did like it early season. It reminded me of those the 90s McLarens.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what else? Oh yeah, I remember for Max Verstappen for 2018 World Champion. Hopefully, but I don't think so. I'm not making any predictions because this is going on YouTube, and you will probably hack me for it. So.
Yeah, I like to write things down. Ask Jonty. He's made some pretty wild predictions.
Oh yeah.
So
you've already done it. You've already done it on YouTube. So everyone on Discord will know. They will shame you
They'll
for
know.
It. What team do you think will
ST wants to know
surprise
if I'm going go-karting with him at Silverstone. It depends how much you've had to drink, quite frankly, mate. So
That's how much you'd have to drink as well.
I don't drink. How dare you? I never drink anything.
I love the question of Ryan Harris. What team would you think would surprise us in 2018?
Good question. Yeah.
Surprise. I would probably love to go with Alfa Romeo Sauber, and a specific driver probably Charles Leclerc. I know it's a bit. he's got the hype on him, but I think, yeah, he will do quite well.
I've upset a couple of people in comments with this in the past, but I don't think Toro Rosso and Honda are going to be as bad as we think they're going to be. They're not going to be top 3 and top 4 like they're saying. They're not going to be anywhere near that, but I don't think they're going to be as bad.
Yeah. Now, I think if Williams do really bad, then I think they will go above Williams, potentially, if Williams do bad. But, yeah, I don't think they'll do that well. Honda will improve.
Yeah. John T calls in chaos. He says his boldest prediction for 2018 is Alonso on pole in Australia.
You
Who knows?
read that
Who
out.
knows?
Now you will stick him to that.
I will stick him to that. I'm gonna drop you out again now, mate, because I'm gonna bring in Tom, I think, as well, and possibly Cooper if I can before we end the stream. So thanks for coming on, mate, and we'll try and get you on a bit more in the future.
Yeah, hopefully when I'm better.
All right, mate. Get better soon.
Yeah. Cheers.
I'm gonna pull Tom in. The reason I'm gonna pull Tom in is because one, he asked, but two, he joined Discord during one of my streams in the past. I think it was the yogurt special, as it seems to get remembered as, and I pulled him in on his first ever day. So I thought, let's round this off. How are you, Tommy? All right, mate? That would be possibly not. I think we've lost audio. Yeah, we'll move Tom out then. Oh, it's not. It's I think it's probably that I pulled the wrong person in. There was probably the issue more than anything. I'll try it again. You're right, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good. I'll just ask Cooper to sort his audio access a little bit crackly there. I'll try and bring him in a minute as well. Yeah, Zach Mullen said he joined on the yogurt special. That was your first day in Discord, mate, and I pulled you straight in on the stream.
Yeah.
I think first question I suppose for you from me is, did you have a good time at Autosport? Did you get and?
Yeah, it was a bit rubbish, shall I say, compared to apparently last year.
Okay.
So apparently last year was a lot bigger.
I have no reference point. That was my first ever one, so it was pretty awesome for me. So, yeah. Let's have a look at some questions. 2 Radium 226. Do you think Haas is brave to enter the sport even with the low incentive compared to other teams? They've got good backing though, Haas. They've got quite a bit of money, so I think the American market needed a team and or driver. So,
well, it was sort of so that they could represent NASCAR and sort of bring it a bit American way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to get teams from all over. Alice Simpson, will Aston Martin be an engine supplier? It keeps going around the Discord. I actually agree. I think it'll be more likely they'll tie in with Cosworth and do an Aston Cosworth partnership, build an engine together, because I don't think either can really afford to build and supply an engine on their own. So that's probably where it'll end up, which means we could end up with something like Red Bull Racing, Aston Martin, Cosworth, Tag Heuer, Max Verstappen. I don't know. It's going to be a ridiculous name. So yeah, but
yeah, I do think that Cosworth could be there. I don't know. It's 50-50.
Yeah, it's a name, isn't it? That
yeah.
I think we need an independent engine supplier so that it breaks up that monopoly from Mercedes, Ferrari, and Co. And it gives teams like Force India a cheaper alternative.
Yeah.
It's just who that's going to be.
It sort of splits the field like again, 1/4, shall we say?
Yeah.
So you've got Ferrari, Mercedes, Renault. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah. And then you would have, say, like Cosworth.
Yeah, just a few. Obviously, the BJF1 lot are saying Forza Volvo.
No.
I think Cosworth possibly has. I mean, there's talk of Porsche. I mean, it could happen. I think they're more likely than the likes of Audi, but
yeah, I think they are. But then it's like, I think Audi are more concentrated on, say, like the World Rallycross sort of back in Matthias Ekstrom and that rallying. They're sort of more about the rallying sort of sports than they are.
Yeah.
everything else.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's Chevy says Kawhi Zealot. I hope I've got that right. If I've said any names wrong, I do apologise, but I'm crap with pronunciation. So, but Chevy Haas is something I would love to see. A Haas Chevy, proper big American tie-in would be good.
Yeah, but they would just specialise in the V8s though, which that time's gone. And I think Chevy can't really build a hybrid engine at the moment. I don't know whether they have done or not. I'm not too sure.
Apex TT, what do you think of the look of the new 2018 IndyCar? It's a little bit of a blast from the past in some ways, a bit not retro as such, but it's just, I love it. It's great. I'm not a big IndyCar follower. I do try and catch it when I can, but it's a nice car. It's a very nice car.
Yeah, I would say that it'll get more like NASCAR. But then it's NASCAR sort of, I'm sorry to say this, anyone that fan out there, but it's sort of turning into like a Monaco, you're just waiting for a crash.
Yeah. I've never really followed NASCAR much.
No,
being honest.
there's so many, I'm trying to think, there's maybe 22 drivers, and it's just, you can't keep up with that many.
No.
I also think, like with the BTCC, British touring cars, I think that's the same. It's sort of, there's too many cars on the grid and it's getting too compact.
Apparently, Kawhi says that Chevy have a full electric and hybrid car, so actually, maybe that'd be good. One thing that needs to happen is more tracks that allows more overtaking, says Alice Simpson. 100% agree. Get rid of some of these Tilke tracks. Let's keep them off the streets. I completely agree with that. We need more overtaking and leading to street circuits. Jonathan Fox says, what's your favourite street circuit?
Macau.
Yeah, it's always dramatic there, isn't it? So, in terms of F1, though, just because it's been there for so long, it's Monaco. I'm not a big fan of Singapore as a track. Backdrop's stunning, but yeah. Baku was good this last year, but it wasn't good the year before, so I don't see it being massively.
I think it's just another version of Canada, really, apart from that twisty uphill tight turn. That's it.
I think I'll drop you out now, mate. Thank you for coming on.
All right, thank you.
And I will talk to you soon, mate.
Okay, bogus.
Absolute nutter. Let's try Cooper again. See if are you working, mate?
Yeah, that's what I am now.
Yeah. Just very quickly, ST's donated again. Damn it, forgot the 0 again. Just 8 more of them, mate, and you'll hit the 10, so it's absolutely fine. First time talking to you. Hello.
Yeah, hello. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good, thank you. Very good. You've got an F1 channel, haven't you? You've got a channel that you're just getting set up and whatnot. So I was checking some stuff out the other day. So yeah, I'll have to talk to you about it at some point. And if you want any advice or anything, just have a look at a couple more questions before I get ready to go. So, did you watch Daytona?
The Roll S24.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched most. I think I watched like 13 hours of it.
Wow, that's
quite a good race. But there was only like 4 or 5 cautions, I think. So.
Yeah, what did I watch? I watched probably about 4 hours before I went to bed that night, and then another 2 or 3 the next day. So not massive, but I kept an eye on it. So
it's harder for your time zones, whatever.
Yeah. John says, "Hey Sean, what's the cat behind you with the F1 and stuff on it?" Which one? I'm confused now. Which one he means? Yeah. It's getting a bit dark back there, actually, isn't it? So, thank you, James Arm, for the donation again. He said he couldn't find a game in the Play Store that I fancy, so why not donate? And I love the midweek streams, by the way. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Have you got any thoughts on Alpha Sauber for next season?
I feel like they're going to do good, but I also don't feel like they're going to do good just because, like, it's still Sauber, but it's not quite Alfa Romeo. If they could, Alpha would buy it out, maybe, then they would probably be more successful.
Yeah.
Maybe try to turn it into a Ferrari junior team or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they'll do all right, but I think they'll do Zach Mullen, 11k hair reveal. Pointless reveal. I can promise you that because there is nothing there. So there you go, slaphead. Have a look. BJF1 interview, says Scotch Egg. No. What transfer in football are you looking forward to? Says Ryan. I think that's one for me, mate. That's soccer.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing Alexis Sanchez settle at United. Aubameyang at Arsenal could be interesting, but I've got thoughts on that I'm not going to go into on an F1 stream. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be incredible. Yeah, John will do a hair reveal at 20k. There you go. He didn't say that, but I've just put that in there anyway. We'll get a full Jonty reveal if he gets a load of his predictions wrong for 2018.
That's not gonna happen.
Let's have a look. I'll give this one to you there, mate, before I start to sign out. It's from Apex TT. What would you change the Force India name to?
I'd like to sign the Force One, but that's because it's F1's abbreviation, which they said in speaking. So maybe Force Racing or something.
Yeah, I can see it being something, or Force Grand Prix or Force F1 or something like that. But I can also see it ending up as a Sahara Force, like proper title sponsorship again, which I'm not a massive fan of. But nice to talk to you again, mate. Or for the first time. We'll chat again in future. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone for wanting to get involved tonight as awesome. I'll take a couple more questions then before I start to sign out and disappear. I've got chat in two places, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm looking all over the place, but I like to keep my options open in case something fails. Will Honda get a works team in your opinion, says Hallam899. My gut still tells me that they will buy Toro Rosso. I think so. I think part of it depends on what happens in terms of the engine regulations at the end of this season. If the engine regulations suit Honda, they'll buy Toro Rosso or enter a team. If they don't, they'll probably just stick with what they've got. That would be what I would say on that one. Do you think Charles Leclerc will get points this season? Well, John T, he says that he believes Charles Leclerc will get 10 points finishes. Yes, they're written down over there. 10 points finishes in 2018. I think he will score points. He's good enough too. So, Alice Simpson, it's been great watching you. Peace. Yep. I take it you're off, so thanks for coming along. Anybody actually subscribed while I wait for any more questions quickly? Das Simones will make more sense than what I just said, so I do apologise for that. I'm Tiaz Sultan, Oscar. I thought I've already shouted you out, Oscar, but yeah, I'll give you another one. Why not? Sam Dolling as well. Augustinus. Is that Koodles? Or can we say Cuddles? I'm going to say Koodles. That's probably less embarrassing for you than Cuddles. So let's have a look. Yeah, thank you for the subs, guys. It's awesome. Sam Dolling as well. I think I've just shouted you out, but you've got a second one there. I want one of the spanner things. Looks sick. Get over to Discord, mate, and get involved in the community, and we'll see where that goes. Have you seen the film Rush? Says Apex TT. I have. Love it. That and the Senna movie are brilliant. I still need to see the Williams movie. I don't know if anyone wants to let me know if it's any good. I've heard it's quite good, so... apparently got it completely wrong, so yeah. I think Red Bull Honda in 2019 is for sure. I think that's about a done deal, but I could still see them getting a works team. There's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, from Honda and co. Or Red Bull, rather. So, yeah, I could see that. They're quite happy with that. Senna movie. Actually, I'll tell you what, he can't get in the stream, so I'm going to say it for him because he says it most weeks lately. John T, he always says, if you've seen the Senna movie, make sure you go and watch the full film because the shorter one makes Prost look an absolute douche, quite frankly. So head off and see the full one because although there's still bias there, it's a little bit fairer. So definitely go and see it. And John T said it himself in the chat. So there you go. Worst F1 innovation. He says, James Arman says, Defo the fan car. I actually hated those winglets they had. But I think the worst innovation for me was that front wing on the arrows. That stupid little thing there just sat on the front of the arrows. It looked absolutely ridiculous. There is a McLaren. There's a McLaren series on, is it Netflix or on Amazon coming out soon. Rush was a great movie, great soundtrack in the theatre. My dad and I loved it. It was a really good film. I would love to have been able to talk to James Hunt one day about that. That was never would have happened anyway, but it certainly obviously won't now. But because I'd love to know if he really did get hold of that photographer and give him a punch, or that journalist. Quite frankly, I don't know if it's true, but that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'll just have a flick back through any other questions and I'll try and answer them. But I think we're about there. I wanted to keep this at about an hour, so we're doing all right. Jonathan Fox, do you think the shark fin will ever make a return? I think it'll be back next year. They're already talking about bringing it back next year for sponsorship space, but I still think they need to make the sport an attractive prospect for sponsors before actually opening up advertising space for them. So Neil's, sure, more grid giraffes really happen? We can only hope so. Or penguins. Grid penguins is fine. I am going to do a video on a couple of the questions that are cropping up. So if I don't read your question, I'm not ignoring you. It's a video that I've already got either done or prepared to do. So was it ST? No, I'm lying. I'm going to shut it now. Race and say a Senna movie is still a problem. Can't watch it without crying. It's an emotional film. It's a really emotional film, but it's brilliant. Harris Forrest, are any liveries changing for this season? You'll say maybe the Force India. I hope not the Force India because that's really grown on me. McLaren apparently are changing. Toro Rosso have updated their logo and taken the gold out and replaced it with a bit more red. So that might be something in that. Or speculation, of course. Some people saying they want Red Bull to go green, but I don't fancy that one. And obviously Sauber will obviously have the Alpha influence, so they're going to be a mucky red, as I'm going to call it, like a browning red. I'd like to see Haas do a better livery because I've never been keen of theirs. So, but yeah, Michael Holt, what vehicles do you own? I have a Vauxhall Astra Sport Hatchy type thing. It's nothing special, but that's the only one I've got. My dad's got about 6 motorbikes, so I need to be asking him if we can have one of those, really, don't I? I can tell you how that conversation will go. It begins with F and ends in off. Don't like the 2017 shark fin, really, Subi? I'm a big fan of the shark fin. I didn't used to, but it's really genuinely grown on me. So you're not alone, though. I know that. McLaren livery full orange. Yeah, I think it would look better without the black, but yeah, the matte on the Red Bull looks nice. I like shiny paint jobs, was pretty nice, to be honest. I think we'll leave it there then, guys. We'll come up to the hour mark. I did say guys again. Why did I say guys? Stop saying guys. Give me that new whale fin. Absolutely. McLaren should go orange and white. Yeah, proper classic McLaren. That'd be great. I'm sure they're going red. Yeah, that trailer, it's just got me thinking that maybe on the T-Wing, actually, because Cooper's just mentioned it there, I will say, and I've forgotten what I was going to say. No, I haven't. The T-Wing could be returning with the new cars, but in a different position. They're already, because they can't do it in a certain space, so it can't go where it was, but they are looking at moving it lower down. So it is probably going to end up on the cars in some way, which is not great. Not great. I'm not a fan of the T-Wing. It looks like a really dodgy coat hanger. So, yeah. There you go. James Booker, congrats again on 10K. Thank you very much. I am going to end it there. So thank you very much for everyone coming along. I will head to my end screen now. So you no longer see my truly beautiful face. Yeah. There you go. I'm going to move on from there, but I will once again say a massive thank you to everybody, not just for tonight. It's great to have you here, but it's also been absolutely incredible this last 7 months. You know, I keep saying 7 months because that's exactly what it's been. It's not been anything, you know, it's not been any real length of time. And it still is beyond anything I ever predicted, you know, and I keep saying that. And hopefully 2018, we're going to keep growing and it's going to keep getting better. But yeah, thank you. Just thank you to everybody for everything. It's been brilliant. And keep getting involved. And I hope you keep coming back as well, because I'm still enjoying this and I'm going to continue enjoying this. It's great getting so many people involved as well. So, and we're building a right nice little community over on Discord and around the channel. So let's keep that up through 2018. And of course, we are We're 31st, so we are, 16 days away, 15 when you wake up in the morning from Williams' car reveal. So the season is a couple of weeks away, really. That's the way to look at it. We are getting so close, and I can't wait. And on the F1 Word, of course, I'm going to have you covered with launches, testing, this pre-season, well into the season as well, and throughout 2018 with as much content as I possibly can. So it's all going to ramp up over the next few weeks. So once again, massive thank you for everything. As I said at the start, come and get involved. Join us on social media. Links to Twitter, Facebook, and to Discord are in the description down below. Thank you, everybody, for your subscriptions and your donations tonight. It's been fantastic. If you want to support the stream as well, the channel on a bit of a longer term basis, head over to Patreon. There's some rewards over there as well if you want to. Again, as I say a million times, donations completely are not mandatory. They are totally optional, but every penny does go back into the channel in some way. I will be back soon with more content. In fact, I think it'll be tomorrow, and we'll be streaming live again on Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time with our Sunday debate, for which we haven't got a topic for, John T. So we need to come up with a topic for that one, otherwise we're going to be going in blind, which is never a good idea. So yes, make sure you join us for that on Sunday. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.